Brad Melke, ABC News correspondent.
Hey, good morning.
So it seems like quite a number of the biggest companies in the country are speaking out against this.
Well, and in different terms, too. I mean, you're hearing people like the CEO of Goldman Sachs, Lloyd Blankfein. Goldman Sachs has been called a farm team for the White House since there are so many alumni now serving in the administration. But Lloyd Blankfein said outright, I don't like this policy. I don't think it's good for us. I don't think it's be good for growth overseas. And really, if you run a multinational corporation, you'd expect a lot of these CEOs to be a little perturbed, considering global talent pools is a big part of their business, pleasing clients that are overseas looking to move money around. That's a big part of their business. Now a lot of this flying in the face of the international community. They're upset. However, you're not seeing all of them say outright, we disagree with the policy. Instead, you're seeing a lot of statements, sort of veiled statements. The Rupert Murdoch sons from 21st Century Fox, they sent out a letter to employees basically saying, America was founded on immigrants. This country was founded by immigrants. We believe in sort of the power of immigrants. And then they just leave it there, right? Just sort of a little nudge to the president, perhaps, saying maybe you didn't quite think this through.
You mentioned Goldman Sachs. You mentioned Fox, but looks like the tech companies have gone a little further.
Yeah, that's right. And we've seen, throughout the course of the campaign, a lot of people in Silicon Valley express their displeasure with Donald Trump. Now you've got different companies in Silicon Valley, even after a weekend of sort of controversy and confusion, the car share ride companies, Uber and Lyft, saying not only do they disagree with the policy, but they're donating money to causes, to defense funds, to the ACLU, to perhaps mount lawsuits having to do with this executive order. And since there are certain industries that are really dominated by industries, driving is one of them, Uber says it's going to keep compensating its employees, those that are stranded overseas. There are some drivers who say went back to visit their family. Now they're not allowed back into the country. Uber says those employees don't have to worry.
Well, Uber is sort of caught between a rock and a hard place because there was a little bit of backlash on Uber because the CEO was so close to the Trump administration.
Exactly. Well, and he still is. And the Uber CEO is actually part of an economic sort of advisory council of big-time tech leaders. Tesla is also on that board. They're going to be advising the president. But the head of Uber says he's going to bring this up with Donald Trump directly when they meet next, which was slated for Friday. Amazon,
eBay, Coca-Cola, Ford, General Electric, some of the biggest going, Amazon. But there's one noticeably absent, and that's right down the street from us, Monsanto here in St. Louis, which needs regulatory approval for Bayer to buy them. Conspicuously absent in any criticism, I think.
That's interesting, especially considering how much Germany has sort of figured into the controversy over the weekend. And Bayer, of course, this German company that's buying Monsanto. Angela Merkel says she basically lectured Donald Trump on the importance of accepting refugees as sort of living up to treaties. So it'll be very interesting to see this play out at the corporate level. Again, anyone who sort of deals with these global talent pools right now is kind of concerned, not just because of the 7 countries listed by Donald Trump, but perhaps the worry and the concern that there might be other countries on the way. I mean, in this city in New York, there are Pakistani cab drivers who aren't quite sure if they should go visit mom right now because they don't know what might change over the next couple of weekends.
Hospital organizations have come out. Also, Starbucks said that they'll hire 10,000 refugees. And did I hear there was going to be some type of pro-Trump boycott of Starbucks because of that?
Well, yeah, and we've seen this now from several different companies, right? When one company comes out against Donald Trump, you get pro-Trump forces sort of against you. Likewise, when a company comes out seemingly in favor of Donald Trump, or even somebody connected to a company comes out in favor of Donald Trump, there are hundreds of thousands of anti-Trump protesters who are willing to boycott you. So it really is interesting to see, with these new orders coming out fast and furious from the Trump administration, exactly how sort of consumers and the bosses in charge of those companies are going to react.
Brad Melke, ABC News correspondent in New York. Thanks for checking in.
Thank you.
655, Big 550, KTRS. Okay, so Sally Yates, no one knew this until yesterday, until she got fired, was the acting attorney general waiting for Jeff Sessions to get confirmed. Since Donald Trump put this executive order into place, she said yesterday afternoon that she was not going to defend it, that she felt in her mind that she did not find it legal. She was told and was not going to defend it in the courts. Donald Trump fired her and put in a new attorney general. Do we have time for that, Audie?
Who actually is a SLU grad.
This Bente?
Yes.
Dana Bente?
Yes, he graduated from St. Louis University with a BS, and he at a School of Law.
Wow.
Yeah.
There you go.
St. Louis connection always.
Unbelievable. He's been a career attorney at the Justice Department. I want to say a 35-year career at the Justice Department. Jeff Sessions, do we have time for this? Who is nominated to become the Attorney General, when confirming Sally Yates asks her if she has the stomach to stand up to the president. This happened in 2015 when he was referring to President Obama. But turns out she stood up to President Trump. Listen to this from 2015.
You have to watch out because people will be asking you to do things you need to say no about. Do you think the Attorney General has a responsibility to say no to the president if he asks for something that's improper? A lot of people have defended the Lynch nomination, for example, by saying, well, he appoints somebody who's going to execute his views. What's wrong with that? But if the views the president wants to execute are unlawful, should the Attorney General or the Deputy Attorney General say no?
Senator, I believe that the Attorney General or the Deputy Attorney General has an obligation to follow the law and the Constitution and to give their independent legal advice to the president.
There you go.
Boy, the irony of all this stuff.
6:57, Big 550, KTRS.